for me, my travel is always to have an experience, to immerse myself in a culture, to understand a history, and I hope that makes me a more interesting person. That's what I'm hoping.
What's the biggest project you've been involved in the building?
Well, every time we build, it's a challenge because basically 40 to 50 people build 40 homes in 3 days. So it's heads down, bottom up, hammer away, and that's what we do. It's always a physical challenge. Build, hammer.
What do you do? Give us an example.
Well, when we go there is usually a cement base that's already poured and a frame and a roof, and we hammer floorboards. So they can be bamboo or timber, and we basically hammer. I think one project we did 3,000 nails into floors, and also we use corrugated iron around the external walls, and it has a cutout door frame and a window, and that's, you know, I guess doesn't sound like it's a beautiful luxury framework in which people live, but it's dry, and Cambodia has so much rain. And 9 years, I think, I've been doing it. I missed 1 year. I took my daughter last year for her birthday, for her 21st, and we went to visit Sue Huxley's school, which was amazing. And I took my 21-year-old daughter and a friend of hers. I wanted to take them to Siem Reap because Siem Reap is one step away from heaven. That's the temple area. It's beautiful. That always overwhelms me because it's so amazing. And so taking Jessica last year was really important. Rather than her being involved in the build, I just wanted her to get a sense of the country and just to understand why I just keep having to go back, why it's just in me. And it's almost like I feel that it's one of those places that you become so involved in it that it's almost hard not to keep going back. It's like watching the Twin Towers fall. It's like you watch something horrific, or you understand the circumstance of something and you think, I've seen this same picture, I've seen this same circumstance again and again and again. The footage just keeps coming, the environment is just still there. But you go, so do I have enough? Like, do I just go to bed now because I've already seen it? It's like you can't give yourself permission to step away because it's like a responsibility. That's how I sort of feel. It's a bit of a responsibility. So that's why I keep going back. But it's so much fun. I love it. It's so energizing. It's such a remarkable experience. As I said, it's a way for me to go very safely into a country, really make a contribution, see that. We drive through the areas, we see all the Tabitha houses. They're so well recognised. Each time we build, it's usually 40 houses in a province, and so you get, maybe we do 4 houses amongst my team of 8 people, and so, you know, that's a lot of houses. But there's a lot of people, you know, that don't have a shelter, and there's no mucking around, let's discuss it. It's like, there it is, there's the materials, the floor's in place, start hammering. And so you basically divide up the task of, the most important thing is, where is the sun and how do we put up what walls to protect us from that beating in? Because by the time you've been out since 8 o'clock in the morning and it's 38 degrees and it's 1 o'clock, wow, that heat. It's the only place that I ever feel that complete, not dehydration, it's different than that. It's like something happens to your body. It completely is spent. And the teacher came in and she had probably 60 or 70 students with her, and they all walked in and I was stuck in the middle of the room. And I was going, okay, it might be time for me to go now. And I was sort of, because, you know, saying, excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm in your little space. And she said, no. And they started to sing. And all of my colleagues who were in the build team were outside the frame of the building looking in. And I was just in the middle of these amazing children singing. And that was a really overwhelming experience. I felt like a giant, as I'm such long-limbed. And they were all so open-faced. Not all of them smiling, but just open and everyone contributes, everyone participating, no one kicking in the corner going, I don't want to, just singing their little hearts out. And that was a very, I felt like Maria out of Sound of Music. I felt like I was just in the middle, and I just thought, I'll just have to get into this, and I tried to, it was a very repetitive song, and I just tried to swing into the moment and just say, don't worry about everyone looking in the windows, because this is like for me alone. It wasn't, but it felt like that. So, and this Cambodian man came out of just the lush undergrowth, and he looked like a warrior, bare-chested, strong, physically strong. I mean, these are people that work hard, and he just looked like a warrior, and he almost had like a utensil, like a spear or something he must have been working the ground with. And he obviously couldn't speak English, but eyes were wide and white, and he gathered the children up, and we thought, wow, that's amazing. And our interpreter got out of the van and went and spoke to him, and he sort of settled down, and we thought, I wonder what that was all about. And when he got back into the van, you know, he had said that these people were targeted, that children were going missing because there were people coming from Phnom Penh to take children, you know, for them to be taken back into the cities to be prostituted. So, you know, that is an issue too. If you're living in isolation, that's what can happen. I mean, children walk long distances to get water, or they walk between villages, so they have an unsupervised period of time, and that was a very frightening, and obviously for that gentleman as well. And he had never seen people with white skin, so we're talking a remote area.
Very remote.
Yeah.